the work that RPA has been doing in climate resilience in partnership with a number of folks here really has been allowed through the partnership with Lincoln Institute. They have enabled us to be kind of on the innovative edge of this. So I can't say enough for our partnership and for the kind of foresight the Institute has in kind of bringing these issues to light. So with that, I want to bring up Amy and hand it over to her for our next section.
Thank you. That's very kind. The Lincoln Institute of Land Policy is based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's a think tank that focuses on the way in which we use our land, policies, taxation, land use, and clearly the way in which we use our land and the way in which we regulation, policy, tax related to it can help or hinder our effort to adapt to climate change. And so we're privileged to work with the Regional Plan Association, Consensus Building Institute, and others to help tackle some of these critical questions. And I think we heard loud and clear from the last panel the way in which our localities, our municipalities, our communities are really on the front lines. It's the city manager who gets the call from the gentleman who unwittingly purchased a home at the end of a flood-prone, low-lying area, and I think that those municipal officials have a particular responsibility and a particular role to play in helping their communities navigate this terrain. Now, if you think of communities with a little c, there are multiple leaders in these places who have a role to play and are already demonstrating leadership and playing a leadership role in helping their communities to confront and address these questions. But what we'd like to talk about today with all of you who are experts by virtue of living and working in a place that is a community, we'd like to engage you in a conversation about how the Regional Plan Association and the Lincoln Institute can bring together a network of people who are working at the municipal level to help them do exactly what City Manager Schnurwin called for. That's the sharing of experience and information and best practices, if not collective action, to help our communities learn and innovate more rapidly than they are able to do alone. This is a concept that we're just inventing, and we want your help. So you each are here for a reason. We'd like to ask you first to talk with your neighbors about the work that you're doing. Your expertise needs to come into this dialogue as well. So what we'll do is we'll ask you to first, let me just sketch this out. First, turn to your neighbor, introduce yourself, explain the way in which these issues touch you, and kind of why you're here. And if you're involved in a network, and please think expansively about that term network, please maybe think about ways that could become part of your conversation. And what we're seeking here is better information about what's going on in this region, a better idea of the issues that are most pressing for municipalities, communities in this region, and hints as to the ways a network, again, broadly construed, could tackle these issues successfully. So are you involved in or do you know of a network that is achieving some success? And we'd like to surface that first by inviting you to get to know your neighbor a little bit better, neighbor or neighbors. And then second, we'll break into 4 groups, and one in each corner of the room, and have a facilitated conversation to try to address those questions of sort of the what and the how is going on that we can learn from as we put this network together. Keep an ear out in those small group discussions, the corner discussions. Keep an ear out for the aha moments, like, wow, that's a great idea. I want to tell somebody about that, because we're going to ask you just for a quick for the quick aha moments at the end to make sure that we share those with everybody. But we'd also like to point out that there's a notes page on the inside back cover of your program, and please take advantage of that space if you haven't already been using it to share ideas or help to build the sense of experience that's going on right now. Rob, did you want to add anything to that?
What I add is if you know your neighbor already, you have neighbors behind you, in front of you,
Yeah.
too, so it kind of uses the full radius of
Feel free to stand, stretch. This is it's mid-afternoon, so time to move.
I think on that note, I think I just want to just share a couple closing thoughts, and thank you all for kind of participating in this kind of session with each other. I think that it's, in my mind, it's, we started the day, our conference is called On the Edge, yet the report we released was called Underwater, so it felt like, oh, we're moving in the wrong direction with this, but I think, through these conversations, I feel like we're ending on a hopeful note in the fact that, sea level rise is happening. We are dealing with it. There are folks around the room who know how to deal with this or who are starting to deal with this, and there are folks who are interested in learning about it. And I think what we've done today, hopefully, is start the conversation that we were talking about with each other. And I think that's something that can radiate out beyond us. So I really feel hopeful at the end of this day after presenting some scary things that we've heard some things up here from the group and then from all of you today that give us hope that we can start to work together to tackle these challenges. So we have all your email. We're going to, if you don't mind, keep in touch with you as we progress along the way here and take our next steps with this, particularly in this idea of building a network. But I really want to thank the New School for hosting us and for being a partner in this. Particularly thank the Lincoln Institute of Land Policy for their continued partnership with us, Consensus Building Institute for the work we've all done together, and then Doris Duke Charitable Foundation, who has funded some of our early research into climate change adaptation as well. But what I really want to do is thank all of you, for all the work that you do, for the insights you bring, and for the solutions that we'll find together. I think we have a chance to start these conversations and bring them to the next level. And then finally, again, I want to thank my team at RPA, without whom any of this could have happened. And I want to thank all of you. I will try to do it by name, which is always risky. But Lucretia, Ellis, Emily, Mariana, Sarah Brent, and Corey as well, and Samu as well, thank you. I hope I didn't forget. If anybody did, you can hurt me afterwards. Oh, hi, Tess. Thank you, Tess and Vanessa, for being here as well today. But please give them a hand. And then please give one final hand to yourselves for all the work that you're doing. Thank you.